Let me tell you something you may not want to hear. The reason you're not living the life you want is not because of lack of money, not because of lack of time, not because of lack of opportunities. It's because of your excuses. Every excuse you make is like pressing the pause button on your own life. And here's the catch. Most people never press play again. They stay paused. They wait. They convince themselves that tomorrow will be different. But here's the brutal truth. Tomorrow never comes. Excuses don't just delay your dreams, they slowly kill them. Excuses sound so innocent. I'm too tired. I don't have time. I'll start when I'm ready. You say these things and in the moment, they feel harmless. But they are not harmless. They are lies. Lies you tell yourself to stay comfortable. And comfort is the silent killer of your dreams. Every time you make an excuse, what you're really saying is, I'm not willing to do what it takes. And if you keep saying that, you start to believe that maybe your dream isn't even possible. Excuses are not just words, they're a pattern. They become a habit. And that habit rewires your brain to choose safety over growth, delay over action, fear over courage. Let's talk about the cost, because excuses always have a cost. When you make an excuse today, you lose time. But that's not all. You also lose self-trust. You teach yourself that your word doesn't matter. You teach yourself that your goals aren't worth fighting for. You teach yourself that comfort is more important than progress. And over time, this shapes your identity. You don't just make excuses anymore. You become an excuse maker. And that identity is dangerous because it convinces you that this is just who I am. No, that's not who you are. That's who your excuses have trained you to be. Here's the scary part. Excuses compound. One missed opportunity becomes 2, then 5, then a lifetime. And one day, you look back and realize that your life is not what you wanted, not because you weren't capable, but because you kept delaying. The most common excuse of all is tomorrow. I'll start tomorrow. I'll fix it tomorrow. I'll chase my dream tomorrow. But here's the truth. Tomorrow is an illusion. Tomorrow is a mental trick your brain uses to keep you safe, because if you believe you'll do it tomorrow, you don't have to feel guilty about not doing it today. But when tomorrow comes, guess what? You repeat the same excuse. And suddenly a day turns into a week into a month into a year. And years later, you realize your dream never died suddenly. It died slowly, smothered by your own excuses. I want you to pause for a moment and really think, what dream have you been delaying? Is it starting that business? Is it getting healthy? Is it writing that book? Is it changing careers? What excuse have you been using as your shield? Is it lack of time, lack of confidence, lack of resources? Whatever it is, I want you to face it, because here's the truth. Excuses are not reason. They're not reality. They're stories. And you're the one writing them, which means you also have the power to rewrite them. Excuses steal your time. Excuses steal your focus. Excuses steal your courage. And eventually, excuses steal your dream. Think of a dream like a fire. Every day you don't act, the fire grows weaker. Every excuse is like pouring water on the flame, until one day, it goes out. And once it's gone, it's almost impossible to relight. That's why you cannot afford to keep making excuses. Every time you delay, you're letting your dream slip further away. The good news is this: you can stop. You can break the pattern. The first step is to recognize your excuses. Say them out loud. Write them down. Don't hide them. The more you expose them, the less power they have. The second step is to take responsibility. Instead of saying, I don't have time, say, I'm not making it a priority. Instead of saying, I'll start when I'm ready, say, I'm afraid, but I'll begin anyway. Excuses shift blame outward. Responsibility shifts power inward. The third step is to take micro action today. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start small. Do one thing, just one, that moves you closer, because action destroys excuses. The fourth step is to build consistency. Excuses thrive in hesitation, but consistency kills hesitation. Show up daily, even imperfectly, and watch how quickly the excuses disappear. I want you to picture yourself 5 years from now, there are two versions of you. The first version kept making excuses, kept waiting, kept telling themselves they weren't ready. That version is stuck in the same place you are today, only older, more frustrated, more regretful. The second version stopped making excuses. That version took action, even when it was messy. That version built momentum. That version chased the dream instead of delaying it. And that version is living a life of progress, growth, and possibility. Which version do you want to be? Because the gap between those two futures is not luck. It's not opportunity. It's not talent. It's simply whether or not you stop making excuses, starting right now. So let me leave you with this. Excuses equal delayed dreams. And delayed dreams almost always become dead dreams. If you want change, stop waiting. If you want success, stop lying to yourself. If you want to build the life you keep imagining, stop giving your excuses a seat at the table. Your excuses have already stolen enough. Don't let them steal another day. Your dreams are waiting. Your future is waiting. And the only thing standing in the way is the excuse you're about to make or the action you're about to take. So I ask you, which one will it be? Let me tell you the truth. And I want you to really hear this. The reason your life isn't where you want it to be has nothing to do with luck, nothing to do with timing, nothing to do with other people. It's not your parents. It's not your boss. It's not your circumstances. It's you. More specifically, it's your excuses. Every single excuse you make hands your power away. Every excuse is like giving someone else the keys to your life. And the longer you do that, the longer you stay stuck. Excuses are seductive. They sound logical. They make you feel safe because they let you off the hook. I don't have time. I'm not ready. It's too late for me. Other people had it easier. Do you see the pattern? Excuses point outward. They shift the blame. They make the world the villain and you the victim. But here's the problem. The moment you make yourself the victim, you lose all control over your future. Because if everything is someone else's fault, then nothing is in your hands to fix. That's why excuses are poison. Responsibility is the opposite. Responsibility is about looking in the mirror and saying, this is on me. My choices got me here. My actions, or my lack of action, created this reality. And if I don't like it, I have the power to change it. Responsibility is hard. It's uncomfortable. It forces you to face your mistakes. But responsibility is also freedom. Because the moment you admit it's on you, you take your power back. Think about it. If your life is everyone else's fault, then you're helpless. But if your life is the result of your own choices, then you can choose differently. That's power. That's freedom. That's the only path to change. When you make excuses, you stay still. You justify inaction. You give yourself permission to settle. But when you take responsibility, you move, you grow, you take steps, even small ones, that build momentum. And momentum is everything. Let's be real. Excuses feel easy. They soothe you in the moment. They tell you, don't worry, it's not your fault. But that comfort is fake. Because while you're comforting yourself, your dreams are dying. Responsibility feels harder. It stings. It exposes your weaknesses. But it's the only thing that builds real strength. Responsibility forces you to act. And action is the only thing that changes your life. Let me give you an example. When you say, I don't have time, what you really mean is, I'm not prioritizing. Because the truth is, you make time for what matters to you. If you can spend hours scrolling your phone, binge watching Netflix, or gossiping with friends, then you do have time. You're just choosing differently. That's responsibility. It's ugly to admit, but it's the truth. When you say, I can't succeed because of my circumstances, what you're really saying is, I'm choosing not to fight harder. Because the truth is, there are people with worse circumstances than you, who made it anyway. And the only reason they did is because they stopped making excuses, and took responsibility. Excuses make you a victim. Responsibility makes you a warrior. And the world doesn't remember victims. It remembers warriors. I want you to imagine this. There are two versions of you, standing side by side. One version keeps making excuses. This version blames the economy, blames their family, blames their past, blames their boss. And 5 years from now, that version of you is still stuck. Same struggle, same complaints, just older, more frustrated, and full of regret. The other version of you takes responsibility. That version admits, this is on me. And instead of waiting for the perfect time, they start now. They push through. They take action every single day. 5 years later, that version of you is unrecognizable, more confident, more successful, living closer to their dreams. The only difference between those two versions is whether you choose excuses or responsibility. That's it, not luck, not circumstances, not chance, just a choice. Excuses paralyze you. They freeze you in place. Responsibility propels you forward. Excuses rob you of time. Responsibility maximizes your time. Excuses make you weaker. Responsibility makes you stronger. Excuses are the reason you're stuck. Responsibility is the key to getting unstuck. But here's the challenge. Responsibility requires honesty. It requires you to admit that you've wasted time, that you've procrastinated, that you've let fear control you. And that's not easy. No one likes admitting their flaws. But the moment you do, you'll realize something powerful. If you created this mess, you can clean it up. If you made these choices, you can make different choices. If you were the problem, you can also be the solution. That's why responsibility is so liberating. It puts the power back where it belongs. With you, excuses are chains. Responsibility is the key. Excuses lock you in a prison. Responsibility opens the door. But here's the catch. No one else is coming to open that door for you. It's on you to stop waiting and walk at it. Every time you catch yourself making an excuse, I want you to pause and flip it. Instead of saying, I don't have time, say, I'm choosing not to make time. Instead of saying, I'm not ready, say, I'm choosing not to start. Instead of saying, I can't, say, I won't. Do you see how powerful that shift is? Excuses make it seem like you're powerless. Responsibility reminds you that it's always your choice. Let's get brutally honest. If you keep living with excuses, your life will not change. Not in a year, not in 5 years, not ever. Because excuses guarantee one thing, that you stay exactly where you are. If you don't like where you are, then excuses are your enemy. The only way out is responsibility. I want you to picture yourself at the end of your life, looking back. Do you want to be the person who says, I could have done more, but I had too many obstacles? Or do you want to be the person who says, it was hard, it was messy, I stumbled, but I owned it. I fought for it and I lived my life on my terms. That choice is being made right now. Every single day, you either choose excuses or responsibility, and those choices add up. They become your life story. So stop giving away your power. Stop pointing outward. Stop waiting for someone else to fix it. Own your decisions. Own your failures. Own your wins. Responsibility is not a burden. It's the path to freedom. Here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you your dream. No one is going to fix your problems. That's your job. That's your responsibility. And that's good news. Because it means you don't have to wait on anyone. You don't have to depend on anyone. You have the power right now to change the direction of your life. So the question is simple. Are you going to keep making excuses? Or are you going to start taking responsibility? Because those are the only two options. Excuses will keep you trapped. Responsibility will set you free. Excuses will destroy your dreams. Responsibility will bring them to life. Excuses will make you forgettable. Responsibility will make you unstoppable. The choice is yours. And time is ticking. You can keep telling yourself stories about why you can't. Or you can finally take responsibility and prove to yourself that you can. Stop waiting. Stop blaming. Stop excusing. Take responsibility today. Because your dreams, your future, and your life depend on it. So here's the bottom line. Every single day, you're faced with two choices. Excuses or responsibility. Excuses will keep you stuck exactly where you are. Responsibility will move you toward the life you say you want. No one is coming to do it for you. No one is coming to push you. It's on, and that's not something to be afraid of. That's something to be excited about, because it means you hold the pen to your own story. Stop handing your power away with excuses. Start taking it back with responsibility. The future you've been dreaming about is waiting for you, but it won't wait forever. You either take responsibility now, or you live with regret later. The choice is yours. Excuses, or responsibility. And if you're brave enough to choose responsibility, your life will never be the same.